Pain is part of the human experience. We have all known its wrath in one form or another. Sometimes it presents itself physically, like the aftermath of an assault or incident. And at other times, it's emotional, from abuse of act, word, gesture, or even still worse, with the sudden loss of a child or parent. Ultimately, no one escapes pain in their life. Sudden trauma or tragedy can be devastating. When victims have nowhere to turn, who provides accessible services and programs? Many of us wonder. We also wonder who offers a respite in the storm of physical and or emotional trauma. Who indeed offers support born of raw experience and tempered by discipline and training? The answer to these questions is simple to me. It's the fine team at Victim Services Toronto.
The City of Toronto has a population of close to 3 million people. Roughly 5,000 uniformed officers of the Toronto Police Service protect and serve the entire city. Officers of 53 Division, while operating in a full-duty capacity, will be practicing and training. There will, however, be no formal rank. They range from police constables to unit commanders. They are inspectors, detectives, and volunteers, coming together as a team. Trained by Peter Budai, Outrigger Performance Advantage, from within his indoor facilities to open water. They will have highs and lows, showing determination and perseverance. Coming from a long-standing tradition to help those in need, but this time, without the uniform, only the drive to accomplish an amazing feat. This collection of people will be training night and day, from sun up to sundown, to raise awareness and hope for a cause they believe in as a team.
So Victim Services is a not-for-profit registered charity. We work separately from, but in close partnership with the Toronto Police Service. And that partnership exists so that victims of crime and sudden tragedies receive timely access to support and services they may need as a result of the crime or tragedy.
My name's Bobby McMurk and I'm the Director of Programs at Victim Services Toronto. I have been with this agency for 21 years now. But for me, the worst one I ever went on was going to help a family notify 2 kids under the age of 10 that both of their parents were killed in a car accident. So mom and dad are gone, just gone. And keeping it together during that was one of the hardest things I've ever done because, these are just little boys. And so our job is to go out and help prepare the family because the best people to tell children news like that is someone they know and love and feel comfortable with. Our job is to go in and help them prepare for how they're going to say it. And that's just gross.
I'm just thinking back of the cases that I've dealt with, and I have a background in severe domestic violence with women who are sex trade workers and addiction, severe addiction. But when I'm here and I'm dealing with a mother, I have a mother who is asking me how to tell her 4 children that her husband has committed suicide. And she's asking me to explain this to her children. because she doesn't have it in her to tell them. I have a father who is telling me, help me deal with the anger because my child has been molested and I don't know how to deal with this anger.
But, you know, I remember one of the crisis counselors having to go to support a young girl after she tried to stop her dad from stabbing her mom. And she had blood all over her still. It's this 13-year-old girl. And her dad was stabbing her mom in the back, and she jumped on her dad to stop him. And she couldn't. Her mom died. He stabbed her to death. And she managed to go upstairs, get her little brother, and get him out of the house while all of this is going on. So dealing with the aftermath of that, or, you know, youngsters finding their parent hanging in a closet. I'm not sure because it sounds crazy, but it's work that is really meaningful and unique and impactful. And you can't find it anywhere else.
Over the last number of years, I've been involved in a number of different divisional projects across the service to raise funds for different causes. And my experience has been when we're able to create an event where there's some physical endurance capacity, whether it's a run, a bike, a climb up the CN Tower, climb up a robust mountain range, swim, there seems to be that aspect of physical labor and pain accepted by the participant to express that advocacy for the fund being raised for. So in looking at Victim Services Toronto, I knew they're a not-for-profit organization and that they needed funds to sustain their programs. Tremendous organization, great people, and I knew that because we deal with them as an organization all the time, we're dealing with victims, advocacy, and victims, and hence we get a hold of Victim Services to do all that backyard work and putting people's lives back together. It made sense to me to put my energies and resources with the divisional team at 53 Division to raise money for Victim Services Toronto. And again, I wanted to put together an event which was physical based, where there was some degree of effort and possibly endurance and physical pain to commemorate and live through the others vicariously as they have done themselves in being victims. So it came that one of the issues not dealt with in many, many years was the crossing of Lake Ontario. I know that young athletes have swam across the lake for many, many years, but we haven't used a canoe that often. And the canoe is part of our heritage and our culture. Canoeing is something I've done myself for over 30 years. So it all started to come together as a story, as a beautiful storyline. Victim Services being the recipient, all that great work for Toronto for the victims. Toronto Police 53 Division putting together a strong team of people who are prepared to train for months, endure the hardship, and go across a lake, no matter how windswept it may be or what the waves may be, for the focus of not only raising funds for victim services, but raising awareness in Toronto about what they provide and the services and all the good work that's been done historically. So the challenge was put before me to put together a team, which I've done here at 53 Division, liaise with Victim Services, which is done, and they're behind us 100%. Join up with Peter Budai from Outrigger Performance Advantage as a coach. He's a natural canoe coach, and they're very experienced in that regard. Wei Nui is a canoe club out of Oakville, and they are donating their boats for us to use, an outrigger boat, which is very specific to this type of paddling. One of the interesting things we looked at was how to cross the lake. If we chose a normal, large northern canoe with 6 people, its design is more sluggish and it is more prone to be swept by wind and wave than other boats. But in looking at an outrigger canoe, it's more hydrodynamic. It can cut through wind and wave. It's more stable when you have people paddling together in synchronicity. And that's what we're looking to do, use an outrigger canoe with our members. And the interesting thing is to keep pace and do this event quickly, to add and heighten the challenge, is going to be to try and cross the lake in under 5 hours. And how we're going to do that is we have a team of police officers and victim service volunteers divided up into 2 relay teams. Every 35 to 45 minutes, the teams will switch up in the boat and continue to push that boat at critical speeds across the lake from Niagara in the Lake, where we'll start and put in on July 21st, across the lake, 51.5 kilometers, and end at Sunnyside Beach, hopefully safe and sound with everybody intact. The end result is raise some money for the program, raise some profile for Victim Service of Toronto, and to have each of the officers go through a life-changing experience. And what I mean by that is that we can all do the short runs, the 5K runs, the 10K runs, maybe climb up the CN Tower, but it's a once-in-a-lifetime experience for someone to come together as part of a team to actually, by muscular power, cross an enormous body of water like Lake Ontario with the challenges that lake can give you with wind and wave. And that, for most of us, will be a first-time endeavor, maybe not to be repeated by us, but it's something we're all looking forward to, the hardship, the challenge, and it's all for a good cause.
Well, right now what we've been doing for approximately the last 4 to 5 months is when Staff Inspector Cook approached us and said, this is what he'd like to do. I think there was a lot of looks of incredulity around the room. But since that time, under Coach Peter Boudet's guidance, we went and did dryland training, got used to the machines themselves, the rowing machines, the paddling machines. And from there we moved to open water practices. So by the time we hit the open water practices with our background from dryland training behind us, you had 6 people probably, who had never been in a paddling boat, all of a sudden working as a pretty smooth machine. So there's a total of 10 of us. It's approximately 52 kilometers across, and we're looking anywhere from 5 to 7 hours on open water. So come game day, I'm looking forward to it with a very tiny amount of trepidation, but a great deal of anticipation for what we can do as a team, and really to prove to myself as an individual that I can do it. So I'm looking forward to it.
I don't come from a paddling background. I'm not even generally very good at water sports. If the boat tips, I may be in trouble, quite frankly. But it's been quite a learning process for me, and it's something I'm glad I'm doing, because I would have never done it otherwise.
Been doing a lot of training for the last couple of months, a lot of it personally, as far as diet and training. We've been working with Peter Boudet at OPA, and we've been down there doing some indoor training. And in around May, we were out on the lake, and we're doing training on Lake Ontario.
Johnny Bass. So it's all done. How's it feel?
It feels awesome. Even
Yeah?
the final dump, it was all planned.
Was it all planned?
It was all planned. Of course. It's a cool down dunk.
Give me a retrospective here, Johnny Bass, if you can, from beginning to end, the voyage all the way to this amazing
I'm going
ending.
to bring in my man right here, Mark Kaltais. But you know what, at the end of the day, when the staff inspector first proposed this, come on in here, Kaltais. When the staff inspector first proposed this, we thought he was nuts. And we sat in that first rowing paddling machine, and we thought there's no way in hell we can do this. This is crazy. But 4.5 months later, the journey's done. It's been amazing. I wouldn't have missed this for the world. Great team, great people. You know, it's all for all the right reasons. Victim services, our own police family, Sergeant Ryan Russell. This is for him. This is for everybody that, you know, just needs our help, and we're there for it. These guys in the Marine Unit were wicked. They're just absolutely awesome. Victim service has been amazing. It's been a voyage of a lifetime.
Absolutely.
You know what? We wanted to swim across the lake, but now we'll go for a paddle.
We'll go for a paddle and dump it at the end.
And dump it at the end, all on purpose.
They did awesome. It was amazing crossing. We had tons of fun coming across. Everyone was in good spirits the whole way. Tons of energy, really positive. And they surprised the heck out of me. We finished under 5 hours. And we were motoring the whole way through. So couldn't have asked for a better day. Couldn't have asked for a better experience. And thank you.
You know, beginning to end, October sounded like a phenomenal idea when Heinz came up and said, would you like to join the team? And then we started training. The training was really hard, especially at the beginning, and I know quite a few of us were quite skeptical about it. But as the training went, the team built, we got to know each other, we really gelled, and it really became a passion of all of ours. So that when we actually got here today, our perseverance has paid off. It was a great day for it. We just sailed through. In fact, we actually found it quite easy. Victim Services is just such a great organization to be a part of and to support. And like their victims, they have to persevere through hard times. So we felt our journey was similar to that, persevering, training, working hard, and coming to a positive outcome, just like the victims have to in their lives.
Is it a little bit sad that's all coming to an end, maybe?
Yeah, it is sad. In fact, a lot of us talked about continuing on with this, but I think there's more to come. I think there's more challenges for us to face. I think Heinz already has a couple other things up his sleeve, so I don't think it's ending.